Hi, OWL class. I'm going to share an idea today for the pushpin activity that we usually have in the classroom that you can hopefully, if you like, recreate at home. I went to my daughter's room and I pulled a pushpin from her wall that she had used to hang up a card. And I just scoured through my house looking for a piece of white paper. Ideally, I prefer to use construction paper. I like the texture of it more, but regular computer paper will work. So what I found was an old piece of paper that has an illustration of a ukulele on it. And you can see I've used a black pen to outline the ukulele. For the pushpin activity, you could also trace a cup, do a circle, any shape that you want. I find that cookie cutters are great for tracing shapes onto the paper. If your child's able to, or with your assistance, they could also choose which shape they wanted to, and they could do the tracing as well. It also could be colored in before you begin the actual pushpin part. The other thing was I've collected a washcloth and I've collected a book. And the book is just to help provide a hard surface. The washcloth is going to protect the book or whatever hard surface. You might even be able to do this directly on a table. It's whatever your comfort level is. A clipboard maybe. So you can see how I have put the washcloth on top of the book. And then what I'm going to do is put the piece of paper on top of that. I'm going to use my push pin, and for me, as I teach it, it's more of an up and down motion. Sometimes the children will want to kind of rip the paper instead, but we're really looking kind of for that sewing machine action, that up and down. So it takes a little time. And so you're following along on that black line and you're push pinning. I'll show you. And maybe you can even hear what I'm doing. You can hear kind of the pop. Okay. With children, especially if they're just beginning this, I might say, let's make sure we put that down. Shake our hand out. Do I need to go get a sip of water? Okay, let me come back to it and continue on. So depending on the size of your shape that you've traced or drawn, or that you've put onto your piece of paper, that you drew on your piece of paper, would determine how long it might take a child to go around. So you would just continue on like that. And I'm flipping it over because I find sometimes you can see the perforation a little bit better on the back. Now if I noticed the child had some big gaps between holes, I would say this is really great beginning, but I think you can put some more holes in between, and I would have them go back to that particular section and have them do it again. And so the fun part for me then is once we've gone all the way around, you can rip the paper gently, pull apart, and you'll see that you're able to remove your shape from the paper without using scissors. And this is a little trickier depending on what your shape is. Sometimes we're going to tear in sections, and that's okay. And you can hear it as I'm tearing that paper. And there I have my ukulele out of my paper. And there's lots of creativeness that can happen with this. So again, hopefully items that you maybe have at home if you're interested in trying to recreate that for your child at home. It's great. I also like to talk about going clockwise, what that looks like, the direction that we're going to teach them, thinking about how that's connected to our handwriting later on. So lots of conversation can happen with it, but great for strengthening those handwriting muscles, as well as really helping to reinforce that pencil grip that we ideally are looking for. And some of us, sometimes we need a reset. We've kind of learned to hold our crayon like this, or a marker or a pencil, and so this would be a great way to practice to kind of reset that. And it also helps us with our attention span, how long we're going to be able to sit and work with something. So I hope maybe this is helpful for you today. I miss all of the owls. Can't wait for us to be back in the classroom together. But right now we all get to be helpers, and so there you have it. Talk to you soon.